Hey everybody, Dee from Another Boring Mom, putting together the Utex 2-in-1 Deluxe Large Activity Table. I got this on Amazon, and unfortunately mine did not come with directions. So for those of you out there looking for directions, I'm winging it, but I think I figured it out. So let's see where we are so far. I've already done a few steps trying to figure it out, had to reverse a step, and now here we are. Originally, I had all the legs connected and then realized, based on some of the photos on Amazon, there's a middle connector piece. Couldn't quite figure out, since there's no directions, which pieces go where, but all of these edges have a bottom lip, which is for the very big bottom, I believe, because it's a storage container. And based on the way the screws go, and obviously that's the bottom, it has to screw in from the bottom. So we put the edge on all the edges. Then I figured the middle part. This middle part has a bottom edge, and there are two holes. A smaller hole, which the number 2 small screws go into. You screw the screw end in, and then you have one of the little dowel pieces in the bigger piece to hold it together. You're going to use these pieces, which twist. The part that points furthest out points to the open side. So that will connect into this, and this will lock into this little locking bolt. I've already done this one. I'm about to connect it up here, and then I will let you know from there where we are. I'm gonna pause and we'll come right back. Then it locks down tight. I don't know if I'm gonna drop my phone trying to record this, but once I get that level and tight, I will turn this little bolt. Sorry for the hand, y'all. And then lock it down. Now, this piece is connected, and I can connect it back to the legs. The legs connect using these. This little piece connects into these holes right here, and then these bolts connect through the outside. There's kind of a recessed lip. I'm going to pause my video and put those back in, at least on one side, and then I'll come back and show you the second side. Alright, so I put the bolts back in like that, and then I'm just taking the Allen wrench and tightening them up on either side. I apologize, my table and my rug are covered with dog hair. So if you see a bunch of random little white things, it's because I needed to vacuum where I was assembling this, and I didn't vacuum first. I'm sorry. That's life of being a mom. Make sure you put the screw side and not the rounded side. Otherwise, you'll be up a creek real quick. All these pieces are labeled, but they're not. The pieces are labeled with letters, and the bags of screws are labeled with numbers, so just a little bit confusing. All right, my little helper's trying to come help me, but on the piece that's labeled F, there are bigger holes for the pegs and smaller holes for the screw. So I'm going to screw these in on each side. Okay, so I went ahead and put these pieces in. When you screw them in, you kind of have to get them very straight, the holes very small, and be forceful but gentle at the same time. So very slowly but forcefully get it in there, because that thread's really big and the hole's really small. But you get them down flat. Then these next spots will have pegs. All right, I flipped the table back on its legs. As you can see, these holes line up, and this flips in because those little push buttons hold the tabletop. And my pegs fell out. All right, let's put the pegs back in the middle where they go. Line up our holes. You can see that one probably isn't lined up. So we'll come around the other side and lock them in. Oops, sorry, my hand's in the way. Points up, it'll lock in, and then you turn it to lock it in tight. Same thing on this side. Turn it up and turn it in, lock it in tight. Oop. Now it's connected. And we'll do it on the other side. Same thing, lather, rinse, repeat. Sometimes these are really hard to get in. As you can see, I'm having a little bit of a struggle to get it down in there, because you don't want it to be crooked. This one's almost completely flush. Just take your time and get them in there. Pointed side up. And lock it down. Get the pointed side up. Turn it to lock it down. If you don't get those pieces in flush, they're going to have a gap. So you may be like me and have to adjust them.
I'll help you.
Okay, so we put all the ridge lines in. They have the little push buttons because each of these edges push button. So these will slide in here. And lock. Then there's a middle piece that slides in. All these can flip to be a regular table or the Lego top table. And the last piece is the same thing. It's that thing. Right. Now we're just going to flip the table so we can put the bottom and the drawer rests on. I'm going to flip it all the way upside down. Alright, and I'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to put the bottom on. I don't think it matters which way it goes, as long as they get lined up. Did a little pre-measure. These drawer stoppers have screw ends that go all the way through. They need to connect to the second hole in from the leg. Like that, so that they will be the right width for the drawers. I believe these are going to use the long screws because there's only 4 points and there's only 4 long screws. So let's try it from here.
Snug it down.
Then we'll get this side, line that one up as well, and do the same for the one that goes over here. We found that if you will hand tighten these screws down into just the edge of the hole first, it's a lot easier to get them lined up nice and straight. So we're going to do that. As you see, it's the right width, and it has a stopper so that there's a container on each side. Screw those in, and we are almost done, everybody. Obviously, the table is upside down, but as you see, the drawers slide in, and they have a stopper so that they can be in there. You could put them on if you really feel like it, but we still have to put all these little screws in bag 7 all the way around, and then your Lego table at 2-in-1 activity table is done. Good luck, everybody. I hope this helps you, and I know it's kind of raw footage, but hey, it's better than nothing. Don't forget, like I almost did, to put the screws on the middle, and then don't forget you got to put pads on the feet, and then you are done.